So these four consoles are all part of my favorite generation in gaming, and I kind of just wanted to talk about them all individually, as well as why I just like this whole era and why I think these consoles are so great. Alright, kicking things off with the Sega Dreamcast. This is easily my favorite Sega console, and just the design itself is super cool. And I will say that I like the design for all four consoles on this list. Um, this one in particular, though, I really do like. Now, this was one of the first consoles that I really remember playing as a kid. I remember showing my friends Sonic Adventure and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, as well as a few other games, but yeah, I really remember playing this and enjoying it quite a bit. So yeah, it wasn't available on the market for very long, unfortunately, due to poor decisions at Sega. But even then, it still has a great list of games available. I cannot deny that the PlayStation 2 is awesome. Just the sheer vast amount of so many different types of games on here that are good. It's incredible. Growing up, we had one for a while. I don't really remember playing it that much. I vaguely remember playing Teen Titans before we shortly after got rid of it or sold it, but I cannot deny that the PlayStation 2 is awesome. I think anyone could find just a great game that they'll enjoy on here. So yeah, I picked up the Slim a couple years back now. I think it's been a couple years. And going and playing some of the games and experiencing them for the first time has been a lot of fun. I mean, there's stuff that's great, like Devil May Cry, for one example. But yeah, the PlayStation 2 rocks. And honestly, out of the four consoles on this list, I'd say this might be the best one to pick up today because the pricing is still really good, and you're going to find a game you like on PlayStation 2. This is my favorite game console of all time. The Nintendo GameCube is incredible. There are so many incredible first-party games that released on here. You have stuff like Super Smash Bros. Melee, Luigi's Mansion, Metroid Prime. I could keep naming off games. They're just incredible. It even had decent third-party support as well. It's where I played games like Resident Evil 4, as well as Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, and, I mean, a lot more. I'd say, really, the only bad thing about GameCube nowadays is since 2020, the game prices for this thing have blasted up into the stratosphere. It's ridiculous what some games on here cost. Like, some of the best games you're going to find on GameCube are, unfortunately, decently high in price, which I hope they'll come down someday. I'm not too sure that they will, though. But still, that being said, GameCube is just, it's incredible. I don't know what else I can say about it that hasn't already been said. The GameCube is a great system. So many great first-party games. It's a great single-player console. You, of course, have some Legend of Zelda games on here, and so many great multiplayer games. Mario Kart Double Dash, for example, is my favorite Mario Kart game. And just so many great experiences to be had on the Nintendo GameCube, whether that's single-player or multiplayer games. The original Xbox is an absolute behemoth of a console. It's huge. Can't really get it on the camera too well unless it's in front of my face, but my wife just got this for me for Christmas, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to really dive into the games yet, but there are a lot of great ones that I know of. And in a way, it was kind of a successor to the Dreamcast in that Sega released a lot of great games for it. And of course, you have Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2, and Halo 2 is my favorite game of all time. So, yeah, just another reason why this generation is so great. Just the games alone, and then the cool console designs. But yeah, in terms of pricing for this thing, the games are still pretty cheap. So this is another option. I don't think the console itself you're going to be able to find cheaper than a PlayStation 2. I want to say for the most part these are about 120 bucks US, but yeah, just another great console of this generation.